Curiosity made me peer through the keyhole of the door with no number, revealing some secrets are best left undisturbed. I had just moved into a new apartment and headed to the receptionist to get my keys. The receptionist gave me the key with a smile but warned me not to disturb the door with no number on my floor. I wondered why but didn't bother to ask. I was too busy with my new apartment to care. After finishing unpacking, curiosity got the best of me. I questioned why the receptionist would warn me about such a thing, so I stepped out of my apartment to check the door with no number. I tried the doorknob first, but it was locked. So I got onto my knees and peeked through the keyhole. The apartment I was looking into was empty. My eyes scanned the whole place before stopping at a woman standing with her face against a wall in the corner. Her pale skin and long black hair caught my attention before I stepped back, suddenly feeling perverted for invading someone else's privacy. I brushed it off, assuming she was someone who did not want to be disturbed. The next day, my curiosity about the woman grew. I eventually went back, immediately getting onto my knees. I peeked through the keyhole and saw all red. I assumed the pale woman must have caught me peeking the last time and covered the hole with something red. I decided to leave the door alone and went down to the receptionist to ask her questions. The receptionist sighed and asked, "You looked through the keyhole, didn't you?" I admitted it, and she felt obliged to tell me the story. She explained that a couple used to live in that apartment a long time ago, but the husband went crazy and killed his wife. However, this couple wasn't normal. They had pale skin, black hair, and red eyes, she said, her voice dropping to a whisper. I felt a chill run down my spine as her words sank in. My mind raced back to the woman I had seen through the keyhole. Pale skin, black hair, but red eyes? I hadn't seen her eyes. Could it be that the redness I saw was her eye, staring back at me? That night, sleep eluded me. Every creak and groan of the old apartment building seemed amplified in the silence. I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. My thoughts kept drifting back to the door with no number, the pale woman, and the receptionist's warning. The following morning, I resolved to find out more about the mysterious apartment. I visited the local library and searched through old newspapers and records. After hours of sifting through dust-covered archives, I found an article about the murder. The details were gruesome, and the photograph of the couple sent shivers down my spine. The woman had the same long black hair and pale skin I had seen, and the man's eyes were an eerie, unsettling red. Days passed, but the sense of unease grew stronger. One evening, I heard faint whispers and footsteps outside my door. My heart pounded as I crept to my door and peered through the peephole. The hallway was empty, but the whispers continued, almost beckoning me. Unable to resist, I opened my door and stepped into the hallway. The whispers seemed to be coming from the direction of the door with no number. As I approached, the air grew colder, and the whispers turned into low, unintelligible murmurs. I stood in front of the door, my hand trembling as I reached for the keyhole. Taking a deep breath, I knelt and peered through the keyhole once more. This time, I saw not a room, but a dark, endless void. Suddenly, a pair of glowing red eyes appeared in the darkness, staring directly at me. I stumbled back, my heart racing, and fled to my apartment, slamming the door shut behind me. That night, I barely slept, haunted by the image of those red eyes. The next day, I packed my belongings and decided to leave the apartment for good. As I handed my keys back to the receptionist, she gave me a knowing look. "Sometimes it's best to leave the past undisturbed," she said softly. I nodded and left, feeling a sense of relief as I walked away from the building. But the memory of those red eyes and the mysterious door with no number stayed with me, a chilling reminder of the secrets some places hold. Subscribe for more horror stories.